Yo guys, what's going on? Kyle with the Car Guys. I'm joined by Car Guys on Max Reynolds. You lost in top 64. I'm very sorry, but you
devastating.
You ran the gauntlet game like day 2 though.
I did. Round 6, I was X2-1, and I was gonna drop, and people were like, well, if you win 6 in a row, you'll top. And I was like, all right, let's try. And we got there. We beat six in a row, won out day 1 and day 2. Well, actually, my first opponent didn't show up. He was too terrified, so that was broken. And the rest of the people just sweep, so that was great.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, what'd you play? Why'd you play it? Let's hear your tournament.
I played Burning Abyss with Phantom Knights. Stop saying PK Fire. It's childish. I thought it would be the best deck, or the best choice for myself. Yeah. Because in YCS Columbus, I played Monarch, and I was like, well, this is probably the most powerful deck, but it doesn't play every game. And that was a huge problem for me. At Columbus, I couldn't normal summon for 2 rounds with that deck. And I was like, I will never play this again.
Yeah, I'll never play it
Never, ever again. So I felt like even though my plays weren't very powerful, they were consistent enough, and if I could like outplay my opponent, whether it be psychologically or just with traps, I would have like a really strong edge. So that's why I played.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and see your list here.
Okay. I played Tour Guide. I was just tagging it for the event. I wasn't really sure about the choice. It was pretty standard monsters. Graf, Seer, Jeremy. I'm here with my good friend Jeremy. What does Seer do?
He brings them back from the grave after they die.
Broken.
I
played 3 Skarm. You got to search the rest of your guys. 3 Farfa. This was like actually a really tough decision. I was playing 2, and what was the other choice? Just like another trap. Mm-hmm. But like I kept coming up where like I would have to send Seer from deck to get a Farfa from grave, and I didn't like that situation. So I just wanted to have 3 always, and just having more names and a more consistent like monster lineup seemed really optimal. So I wanted that.
Okay.
And then Barbar, probably the MVP. Just stole so many games. Just games like I shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Cal Cab, he's really good. I wanted to actually play 2 of him because of like demise decks and because that's like pretty popular, but I ended up with just 1 and it was perfect. The ugliest card in my deck because I couldn't find a rare. Jeremy, you want to let us in on what this one does?
That's Effect Veiler when it hits the grave. It says no.
In case you were wondering, that's what Alec does. Then we have Libic, who's actually like my favorite one. Everyone's always like, I don't really like Libic very much. This card's insane. Like, it lets you play when your hand is like terrible, or you can play through Flying Sea or like whatever. I think the card's great. And like I almost played 2, but couldn't for other reasons.
Yeah.
I played 3 other Tour Guides and a Garnet, which actually isn't really like Garnet because if you have Leviair, you just special it in, you're good to go. So that was broken, shouldn't really have to explain that. I played standard Phantom Knight lineup with 1 glove, 3 cloak, and 3 boots.
Do you think that's the best lineup for those cards?
I think it's perfect, yeah. You never really want to draw multiple of this. You want to have like 1 to send and like maybe 1 to draw off Beatrice. And then this is just the best one because Million It is a +1 with the trap. And then just like you can open like 2 of these and have a player like this in any of them, so.
Okay.
Basically, it's like having 3 normal summons and then like 3 like Geargy accelerators.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
that's like
really
kind of
good
how
way
I
to
thought
compare
about
it
it.
there.
Yeah. So I thought that was really perfect. And the most annoying thing though is like when you have 1 Phantom Knight, this and any BA, and that happens way more than it should, and you just can't do anything. That's like the only brick hand that happens. It's super frustrating. And then there's 3 Maxis. These are going to be anti-spell, but I was like, you know what? I feel like we're just going to play a lot of BA. And I played 7 mirrors in a row.
Okay, so good choice. Good choice.
It was broken. It was definitely insane. Spells, really minimal spells. There weren't really too many that I thought were impactful enough, so I just played Foolish, Rhoda, and then 3 Twin. Every time I drew Twin, I was just like, I'm pretty sure I just have game. Like, it's a combo card. It clears your opponent's back row. Like, it just does everything for you. And that's another reason I want to play BA because I can play Twin and not like lose cards. And then traps, 3 Fogblade, really standard. And then 2 Breakthrough. This was actually really good. I wanted to use it for the mirror because you can prevent Beatrice from happening to you on your turn, so you don't get Farfoot or anything. Like your plays will go through. It's also really good to like open with because you can catch Tour Guide or Terror Top, and then it leaves the field when it negates, so it doesn't lock you like Fogblade does, where you can't like keep special summoning. It's also good against Pendulum game 1 because you can hit Dweller, you can hit Dinosaur. There's just like so many applications. And when I side, I usually took like 1 out and then just kept the 1 in so I could foolish it with Beatrice and have a negate on my turn.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I played 3 Jesus. Jeremy, what are these?
Yo, this is how you win the game, dude. When they pendulum summon, you go activate, game, NAWCQ.
Okay, why scolding out of
Okay,
all
alright.
things? That's a really cool
Definitely
choice.
had to explain scolding.
Yeah.
So, when I was testing, I was playing against Monarch a lot. Shout out to Jeff for destroying me in testing. Probably won like 5 games, actually, out of like 70. That's not a lie. And I wanted a Solemn for Pendulum, because Kieran's just a hoe. Like you literally just lose to that card. Like, I don't really understand what you're supposed to do. So I wanted to have Strike for that deck, but then Strike was really terrible against Monarch. So I wanted to have Scolding because it was good against Monarch and Pendulum. It's obviously really bad in the mirror, so it didn't help me a lot this event because I played 7 mirrors. But I did play Monarch, and I was able to Scolding a normal, and he like had to pass, so that was great. And then against the Pendulum guy in Top Cut, I was able to hit a Pendulum summon before I lost. So
Yeah.
I guess it did what it was supposed to do, but it probably could have been a better choice.
In theory, though, that seems ridiculous.
I thought it was a good
Yeah.
call.
All right, what about extra inside then? Hang on.
Extra deck is fairly standard. There's 3 Dante, mill some cards, Break Sword, just 1. This is a really hard choice for me to make because, you know, like, you just want to, like, in theory, you're just like, well, like, the Scrap Dragon, like, just pops too, but, like, I just wanted to play Giga Brilliant and Corbage.
Like how? Like everybody's hyping this
Yeah.
card, but is this card actually? Like,
I think it's great
what's it
because the
saying?
majority of people that play BA don't want to like try to break the game open. They want to like sit there with their monsters and like slow the game down, and this breaks the game like wide open. Like you just kind of wait till they've like Farfa, or if you have Breakthrough, then you don't have to worry about Farfa. So then you can just Corbage away their thing and then like push for damage, and then the next turn you just end up being able to like Farfa. And then another really cool thing about this too is when a monster you control switches battle position, it attaches the Giga Brilliant back as material.
Yeah.
So when Dante attacks and changes, you can reattach the Brilliant and then do it again.
That's
and
broken,
protect it. Yeah.
actually.
So like I really like that. And I was thinking of playing Gaia Dragon because you can overlay it on this and then special target Tom board, but I was like, it's probably just too gimmicky.
yeah.
And then I played Nightmare Shark to finish games. 1 Levier. I definitely wanted 2, but I had no idea what I would cut. Everything was just so tight. Rebellion. I don't know what this card does. It's in a foreign language I don't speak, so that kind of sucks. 3 Beatrice. I don't know why you would ever play 2 in this. I definitely think you need 3. Especially with so many mirrors. Like, if you play pure BA, they're just going to outgrind you because they just have another Beatrice. Virgil. You'll notice I didn't play Rubik. I think that card's terrible in the PK Fire deck. I just said PK Fire, I'm a retard. VA with Phantom Knight. Try not to say it the whole video, man. But yeah, this is like only good when you crash with Beatrice to like get it on the field. Otherwise, it's really just not that relevant. But I did think of like siding Rubik for the mirror, so I could make this and try to break the game open too. But that just like never came up.
Yeah.
And then F-Zero, just insane, like as always, like great. And then 1 purple Dante. Another thing I wanted to play 2 of, but I just couldn't really find the room, and figured if I managed my resources well enough, it wouldn't really matter.
What about a side deck here then?
Side deck is also fairly standard, I want to think. 3 Vanity's Fiend. I put this in against the mirror going first. Jeremy, you want to let everyone know what this one does?
This is the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! You see this card, and it's Ultimate Rare First Edition. Pendulums can't play.
They can't.
They can't play.
Stop the special summons.
Cosmos can't play. No one can play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, this card's insane. But yeah, if you get cherries in the mirror, turn 1, you can just like tribute for this and hope it gets you there. I guess it's pretty solid. It's also like you said, very good against Pendulum. In round 12, just before top, I specialed the thing and he maxed me, and I tributed for this and I set a warning. And he like tried to eccentric and I warned him, and he's like, yeah, I don't have it out. I'm like, yeah, I know. So he scoops cards.
Bye.
And then 3 cherries. Stupidest card. I don't know why this is $10. Like, it's definitely worth more.
How many times did you get cherries in the mirror match and actually win that game? If you can estimate.
Getting cherries for Dante, I lost. Getting cherries for other cards, I didn't lose. And that happened when you just kind of like would sit there and you'd be like, okay, well, I don't want to commit to the board and get cherries, so I'll see if they'll do it. And if they don't do it, then they'll see if you want to do it. And I actually played a round where we did that for 25 turns. And I have multiple people who can vouch for this, and we just sat there. And we just kept drawing and passing. And I was waiting to draw a twin, because if I drew twin, I could kill him through cherries. But I never drew it in time. And then he just started playing Allure of Darknesses, and I was like, oh, he's just going to deck himself out. So he ended up having like 2 cards left in deck, and I had barbared him off a discard, so then he just lost, because he had to push and I had cherries.
Yeah.
The mirror's really dumb, and
That's
I was asking a lot of people to side this card out. Please, for the love of God, this deck is alive after the ban list. Just side it out. It makes your life so much easier. Rest of the side, effect failure, stop the monster effects. It's really good against Monarch. This was going to be Mirror of the Ice Barrier, but I thought that card was just way too gimmicky, so I didn't want to dabble with that. It's also a tuner, so you can make nothing. It's always a good option. Raigeki and Dark Hole, destroy the monsters. It's pretty good. I put them in against the mirror sometimes if they sided cherries out, because I figured they'd put Fiend in or something, so I just wanted to have out for it. And then 3, your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! This was you'll notice I'm not using Master Restricts.
Yeah.
I found that card was actually just useless against Monarch. It doesn't stop them from playing their spells, and their spells give them a better chance of drawing their Twin Twister, and they have the same chance of drawing Twin Twister as you do Anti-Spell. So they're just increasing their odds of seeing a card that you saw anyways, and they can just out it that way.
Yeah, okay, all right.
That's the way I thought of it. So I figured if I could just stop the spells and have Beatrice, I'd probably be fine.
Awesome. Well, any shout-outs you want to give or anything like that?
A lot of shout-outs.
Let's hear them.
First of all, shout out to the card guys. Best sponsor ever. Shout out to Jeremy. It was really great to meet you. Hope to come to Super Games soon.
Fun
Hang
stuff.
out.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to Brad Larmy, the weakest man I know. I don't know where he is, but he's incredibly weak. He needs to know that. No, he's one of my best friends, and he's one of the greatest testing partners, so I gotta thank him for this. Shout out to Brady Brink and Mike Steinman helping me play on DN before he died. Shout out to Jeff Jones. Maybe you've heard of him. He helped me a lot with this deck. He helped me with the Monarch matchup because obviously I had a hard time with it. Shout out to everyone back home. Shout out to everyone at Voltage Games for helping me test. Always a great testing environment. Shout out to Tommy Rowe for going to Worlds.
He got there. Wait, we're getting lit. Just saying.
Shout out to Base Lolly. He's a child. That's the last shout.
Awesome. Well, hey, congrats on the top. We'll definitely see you on the channel more. We got a segment coming up soon later on about cubing, I think. So
yes.
Look forward to that as well. But yeah, it's been Kyle and Max the Car Guys, and we'll see you guys later.